Hello, this is Andrew Torres from Digitech Social Extreme Consulting, reporting on social media and politics, trends and issues related to social media sites, and new methods of communications. With the recent proliferation of revolution fueled by a short message system and microblogging messages like Twitter in the Middle East, the focus of political power of social media has become more than just talk. No longer is technology-based communications for geeks and programmers locked away in the basement, surrounded by empty cans of Red Bull and half-eaten boxes of Little Debbie snack cakes. Social media, or the use of social networking sites tools, is now open domain of grandparents and elementary students around the world. Much like the phone of the 60s, it's not a question of whether people now use a social networking site, but whether they do not. Politicians are really no different. One would be hard-pressed to find an elected official who does not use social networking as a tool for communications and electoral fundraising, especially in the United States. Blogger Matt Silverman notes that politicians are brands, and like their counterparts in the private sector, we've seen some pretty interesting things when it comes to using social media on the campaign trail. Representative democracy seems the perfect place for social media, a direct communications channel between the governed and the government. Barack Obama was the first elected American president to leverage the use of social networking as a tool for fundraising and the mobilization of his constituency base, and now capabilities of social networking and microblogging platforms like Twitter are not only being considered but fully integrated into election campaigns. Most recently, President Obama held the first presidential town hall meeting on Facebook. Barack Obama and Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg teamed up to hold the town hall, which included 1,000 Facebook employees and an audience of potentially millions on the web. Obama has been a pioneer in the political use of technology. Facebook co-founder Chris Hughes played a key role in his campaign and the use of the internet and social media in 2008, said reporter Mark Swift. Politicians have quickly realized that social networking is part of a greater communications plan that needs to be developed and managed throughout a campaign. When considering social media and politics as a trend, one must consider the connections that are available around the world and the tendency of the individuals to make those connections beyond their personal belief system and partisan philosophy. The internet as a tool for communication is relatively new. For instance, Facebook began accepting full open users in September of 2006. The growing social networking media can be helpful both for partisans and non-partisans to expand their social boundaries by providing opportunities for information exchange and social interactions, and an inadvertent exposure to similar political views, said researcher Jan Kim. This phenomenon certainly needs to be considered, knowing that media and the messages contained in the social networking system seem to have a profound impact on the personal opinions of the participants. Consider the large protest that occurred in 2008 in Seoul. The protest focused on banning of imports of beef from the United States due to suspected concerns of the safety of the food supply. And in this particular protest, thousands of young girls turned out to join the march, spurred on by an online conversation and information exchange on a website that was based in the website for the Korean boy band DBSK. DBSK is hardly the political action group that one would imagine engaging thousands of teenagers in political debate. And yet this example clearly shows social networks' unique ability to mobilize. The message seems to be clear. Social networking provides opportunities for what appears to be an ad hoc convergence of individuals. And, looking long-term, politicians globally need to consider the galvanizing power of social networking and the opportunity that it provides. Open and free speech, as well as free assembly, is not allowed in all countries of the world, and ultimately restrictive government regimes will view social networking as part of that restriction. In the free world, the same considerations need to be openly addressed. Careful consideration of public opinion will be quickly complicated by the sheer number of participants in an online environment, and with the public access more fully realized in developed nations, it will not be surprising to see more public participation in their governmental operations. Silverman noted that it's about social web is rapidly becoming the default place where people spend their time and discuss issues that matter to them. Connectivity always being the challenge for the new online social networking-based political discourse. This, of course, starts at the top and has to work to the bottom of the social, financial, and political spectrum. If social networking, government, politics, and democracy are going to interact and intercede, it is only common sense that government consider connectivity part of the basic set of tools that should be available to all members of the community.